Hi everyone, it's Adam here from the Ads Productions YouTube channel. So first of all, before I get into the Caught in the Web podcast, I just want to say a thanks to Christopher Lee for his $5 Patreon subscription. So thanks a lot to Christopher Lee. If you would like to subscribe or follow me or just check out my Patreon, go to patreon.com/adsproductions. Also, if you'd like to email the show and have us read it out and talk about your comments, email the show at podcast@adsproductions.nz. Activision Blizzard executive leaks that Overwatch might become a TV series. What are your immediate thoughts on that, Taylor?
It could, based on the cinematics, it has the potential to be really good. Like, if they made it into an animated film and they kept the art style, yes, I would be all for it. But if they turn it into, like, and this is, forgive me, I'm not going to say anything too controversial, but if they do it like what every other company does with movies like this now, and they take it and they turn it into some politically correct garbage, it's going to be absolute trash, and it'll be nothing. It'll be like an odd cringe to give on a weekday. You watch 10 minutes, never watch it again. You know, like, it could go two very different ways. Like, let's not forget this is a multiplayer fucking shooter game. You know, you go onto a map, you kill each other, and you win. You either win or lose. There is a lot of deep story behind it, and I'd say they've done a pretty good job of telling that story so far. Whether or not it can be turned into a movie or a TV series, I don't know. Probably, but if it becomes a Netflix show, that's probably where we're going to see some of that, some of that forced political correctness, which has a habit of tainting almost every show that Netflix tries to make. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm curious, but I'm very on the fence.
I mean, anything that's got a fan base as big as this and like a unique art style and possible story arcs to go down, I mean, it's almost a recipe for success, especially if you consider like the artistic team behind, that they've got at Blizzard isn't exactly a schoolboy.
Oh, no. That's what I mean. Like, their arts and, their resources and everything they've done with the game already. Like, it is a almost perfect lineup for it. But it's not. We have to keep in mind it's not going to be. It won't be Blizzard making all of the decisions. If it's say Netflix takes over and starts directing this show, they're going to have a pull on things, and it won't be entirely up to Blizzard necessarily. And that's where I'm worried about. Like, I'm worried there's going to be a quality drop off. Like, the story is great how it is. They deliver it to you in bursts. Each character has their own little comic, if you will. But that's the thing. It's delivered to you piece by piece, and that's why I'm on the fence. Like, I don't know. Like you said, it is almost a recipe for success, but with TV shows and especially adaptations, it can go wrong very easily. Because the problem with having a big fan base like that is some of these people are diehard players. So if this show comes out and you change something that some of these diehard players really love, it's quite different from the game substantially, that's when you're going to start having trouble. So, yeah, because look at the Assassin's Creed adaptations. Like, most of them have been abysmal.
Are they? I haven't seen them myself.
Assassin's Creed has a huge fan base, as we know. It has one of the biggest. But I tried to watch one of the most recent things that came out, and it was like you'd think after all that hype it would have been a lot better, but it wasn't. It didn't. The action was lackluster and, in my opinion, very sort of cheap. It was very sort of outdated, I'd say. So that's what I mean. Like, if they make little mistakes, little mistakes like that, that could be like a critical error, which causes just the whole thing to collapse. So I hope that doesn't happen though, because Overwatch has got some very memorable characters. Have you played it, Adam?
I've played it for like a couple of hours at most. I can't say I'm a massive player of it, but I just want to touch on when you said earlier. You said it might there's a lot of players that are quite dedicated to these sort of games. So making a show that doesn't truly reflect it might come across as negative and be a train wreck. I sort of get that, but at the end of the day, their main reason for doing this is to try and expand the brand of Overwatch, right? So I don't imagine they're particularly... Of course they want to keep the people that are playing the game happy. I understand that. But they also... Maybe they're trying to come at it from a different angle. So maybe they want to perhaps introduce new players through the TV show that want to have a more of a understanding of the lore, as it were, or just of the universe of Overwatch. And maybe this is for like new potential players rather than the current ones. So maybe it will be different and it won't be what the current sort of gaming audience would like to see, but maybe it's what new ones need to see to get those sales up.
Maybe. I mean, a good example is The Witcher. Look at The Witcher show. After The Witcher show came out, The Witcher 3 had more active players than it did on day of release, So there is that, and I think this is all very well timed. Like, obviously, The Witcher had a huge success, and it brought a lot of success to the parent company of the video game. And, coincidentally enough, now Blizzard's thinking of doing the same thing, and I'm sure it's going to be something outrageous. Like, it's Blizzard, they're going to probably throw a lot of money into this, and I've got high hopes that it's going to be incredible. Just looking at the article now with their animation and the way the scene plays out. Like, there's so much going on, but it all happens so flawlessly. And if you have scenes like this, you'd have a very intense show on your hand. But we will. I suppose we'll see, won't we? If they decide to go ahead with it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if there's any studio that can make something like this happen, I mean, surely it'll be Blizzard, right? Although saying that, I know they didn't have much involvement in the World of Warcraft movie, but if they used their sort of art team that they do the cinematic trailers for, then maybe it would have been a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
I don't,
remember the Warcraft film was a success as well. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't what people immediately thought of when they were thinking of a World of Warcraft movie, were they? They weren't thinking live action.
No.
And obviously...
No, but I don't think Blizzard mind. Blizzard still made a fortune out of it.
Yeah. And obviously with TV shows, it's like continuous money, right? Instead of just a popular movie that will die down in popularity, they can release season 1, season 2, season 3, and as long as it keeps people watching, then obviously everyone's in that Overwatch world. They can sell Overwatch t-shirts, more of them. They can, introduce... I don't know, they can just... There's obviously a reason why they're doing this, and it's to make a shit ton of money, which they're probably going to do.
Oh, yeah.
So it's how they execute that, and basically try and convert it to, have you heard of Overwatch? And people responding, oh, that's that TV show, right? Instead of, oh, it's that game, yeah? And and it's not going to hurt them to have people that only know it from the TV show. If all the money's going back to the same pot, they couldn't care less. I would have thought. Especially to a free-to-play game.
No, I do agree.
No, it's not
free to play.
Sorry,
no, it's
game.
not. It's paid.
Wrong game, yeah, my bad. It's paid and so is Blizzard.
China.
Smooth.
Yeah, dug myself out of that one quick time. Let me see here. According to the LinkedIn profile of Nick Van Dyke, who just so happens to be in charge of the part of Activision Blizzard responsible for building TV shows and movies, he was personally involved in developing and selling an animated Overwatch TV show. The rest of his resume suggests he might have been just the man for the job. I can't read, apparently. He previously worked at Disney, where he played a key role in helping the company acquire Pixar, and he apparently sold an anime-style Diablo show to Netflix as well. So all the pieces are falling together here.
Yeah, it sounds like they have someone who knows what they're doing on their hands, and someone who's clearly very passionate about it as well.
Yeah. Are you interested in watching this, Chris?
No, not really.
Just because it's looking like more for sort of kids, or just not interested in Overwatch, or what? What will make you go nah?
Just not interested in Overwatch, really.
Fair enough.
It's just fun.
Would there be any game that you would like to see a TV adaptation of, regardless of the company?
Yeah, I imagine there probably is. The Witcher was good. I enjoyed the fact they made the Witcher TV show. I did enjoy it. Fallout, maybe. Fallout, I reckon they could probably make a decent TV show, depending on who makes it. And if, Bethesda had nothing to do with it, I imagine it would probably be good.
Like a really dark Last of Us movie would be pretty cool.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Just like a 3-hour, like, ultra sort of suspenseful thriller. That would be cool.
And I'd suggest Days Gone as a TV show as well. Not a movie, definitely TV show. Last of Us would make a good movie, though. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. But to be fair, the games are basically mini movies anyway, aren't they? So.
Yeah, to be fair, the game's getting more and more cinematic now.
Yeah. Like Red Dead Redemption, the movie? Maybe. Westerns?
TV show, mate. It's just too big of a... both of them are too big of a game to be a movie.
Red Dead Redemption TV show would be an absolute banger, wouldn't it? It would just be...
Yes.
Yeah. Be a 8-hour series, and 4.5 hours of it will consist of just a man riding his horse from place to place.
Yeah. And then getting a bounty.
Well, it'll look good.
Yeah. It'll be in like 8K, but, with the most boring TV show in history, Just because it's a guy walking on his horse. It'll be like watching Lord of the Rings, but ×2. Just walking somewhere.
How dare you?
It's true, though.
Lord of the Rings wasn't boring at any point.
All the movies walking.
Yeah, but there was stuff along the way. It was good.
But Mr. Frodo, this is the furthest from home I've ever been. It's like, come on. You walk down the road, man.
Yeah, hobbits don't travel.
Hey, I like the movies. I'm not shitting on the movies, I'm just saying. There's a lot of it that's very like, oh my god, does it need to be 3 hours?
I can't carry the ring, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you.
Sam! Leave me alone, Sam! He's the most, like, melt character in the world, that guy.
Yeah. Sam was the true hero.
Sam had his back from day one, and Frodo's just said, like, oh, this is too hard. It's such a struggle. I've got the ring. I can't handle this. It's like, Christ's sake, man. Get a grip.
Frodo just had the weight on his shoulders of saving the world. Sam had the weight of the shoulders of saving the world, as well as a bitch, apparently. That's all Frodo did. He just bitched all the way to Mordor.
I think
Gollum shows up, and Frodo's like, we should trust him. And Sam's like, no, we shouldn't. And you just sit there thinking to Frodo, have you seen Gollum? What makes you think you should trust him?
For Mr. Frodo. It's just ridiculous. I reckon they should give Pippin his own sort of TV show. I want to see him start like a fireworks company or something, just to sell it back. Go back to the old, what they're good at, setting off random fireworks under the party tree. Make a little business, call it like Better Call Pip or something like that. There's, potential for... No, I'm just talking bullshit now, but you know what I mean. So going back to the games that would be cool to see a TV show, let's think of one more. Probably something like TV shows. So it'd have to last some time. Have to have loads of different characters.
Lords of the Ring TV show is going to be out soon on Amazon Prime.
Imagine a Grand Theft Auto TV show. Like Nico Bellic. Oh,
as sick as it would be, you can get more or less the equivalent pretty much anywhere, can't you? That's the thing. I mean, maybe not quite on the same level as GTA, but you've already got stuff like Sneaky Pete. That is a good film of action and crime.
I was about to say, it's just basically any Guy Ritchie film, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like GTA, maybe not. Like to me, I mean, it depends on the GTA. Like some GTA stories have been better than others. I will say that. Maybe. I'm not sure about it though.
Yeah, I suppose if you took away a GTA branding of a movie, it would just be another generic action movie, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm,
Car chases, police, you know, yeah, that was a bad one. My bad.
No, you're good.
Maybe, what would it be? What's the most popular games out there we've got? I really can't think. Any ideas?
Half-Life.
Yeah, good show.
Half-Life TV show could be pretty good.
Until, the end of season 2 when it inevitably gets cancelled. With
Yeah.
an unsatisfying ending.
Yeah.